The Islamic State has killed one of the Taliban's most senior military commanders, Maulvi Hamdullah Mukhlis. Maulvi Hamdullah was killed when the ISIS attacked a Kabul hospital on Tuesday. He becomes the biggest Taliban leader to be killed by the Islamic State since the Taliban seized control of the country in mid-August. 2 explosions followed by gunfire hit Afghanistan's biggest military hospital in Kabul on Tuesday. The Islamic State affiliate group ISIS-K in Afghanistan has claimed responsibility for the attack. The group said in a statement that 40 people were killed. However, the media reports claiming 25 people were killed and 50 others were injured. The Taliban have now released a video of the operation. The Taliban special forces landed on the roof of the military hospital. From here, the Taliban fighters entered the building to rescue those trapped and carry out an operation to eliminate the Islamic State terrorists. During the hospital attack, the Taliban lost a key member, Maulvi Hamdullah Mukhlis. He was the commander of the Taliban's BADRI brigade, which reportedly played a key role in the Taliban's rapid victory over the Afghan troops. In fact, he was one of the first to enter into the Kabul presidential palace after the Taliban grabbed power on the 15th of August this year. Maulvi Hamdullah was reportedly the chief military strategist of the Haqqani network, Chief Sirajuddin Haqqani, and had been responsible for the security in the Afghan capital. He had previously served as the Taliban shadow governor for Paktia and Khost provinces. There is no clarity over his presence inside the Sardar Muhammad Daud Khan hospital, if he was the target of this ISIS attack or was he just caught up being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Meanwhile, the Taliban had released a picture of 2 alleged Islamic State members. The 2 men were arrested by the Taliban from Kabul. It remains unclear if these men were involved in the hospital attack. The Taliban Interior Ministry spokesman, Qari Saeed Khosti, has confirmed the deployment of additional security forces as the ISIS carried out this attack inside the former diplomatic zone in the Wazir Akbar Khan area in central Kabul. Photographs and videos have been shared by the residents of Kabul. The visuals showing Taliban security forces rushing through the traffic after the explosions. The gunfire was heard near a Kabul military hospital and a plume of smoke was seen rising up in a distance.
There's been an explosion. Behind me, you can see those fumes that are coming out from that's the Sardar Daud Khan hospital. The road's been entirely cordoned off. It's been cleared. What we've heard are 2 explosions, sounds of intermittent gunfire. The Taliban are trying to prevent anybody coming near to this very road.
Ya Allah khair, Ya Allah khair, Khudaya raham kun. Khudaya khair. Khudaya chi khair az nasib mo kun.
Let's go straight across now to our correspondent Anas Mallick, who's with us on the broadcast. Anas, what is the latest that you have at this point? The ISIS now claiming responsibility.
Well, Molly, I am at the blast site from where it all started yesterday. If my camera person can just follow me as well. This is exactly where you see that barrier that is damaged. That is where exactly the first blast, the explosion took place. The suicide bomber ramming his motorcycle here at this very checkpoint. From this point onwards, in the gate that you see, that white gate is from where they went inside. 4 attackers went inside. It was absolute scenes of carnage around here. You can still see those signs of explosives and burnt signs that are there on the main gate of the Sardar Daud Khan hospital. On the other side of the road, I'll just show you. This is the impact of the explosion was big enough to get these roadside bars not in their form. The aluminium foils or the sheets that are used for shelter, they flew away from across the road to the other side. As we speak, there's cleaning process that is ongoing. The security in the capital of Kabul has been beefed up by the Taliban. people coming in towards the Sardar Daud Khan hospital. They're being checked, thoroughly checked. Cars are being checked as well. The Taliban have said officially that 7 people have been killed in this act of terror that took place yesterday, that has been claimed by the Islamic State, whereas a senior Taliban security official told me that at least 25 people have been killed, whereas another 50 plus are injured. Molly?
Right, let's also talk about what this really means for the Taliban, Anas. They have been trying to put out a front portraying that security in Afghanistan is very much under control. Then there is the ISIS threat, which they have claimed to downplay, and now one of their senior leaders has been killed in an attack which has been claimed by the ISIS, though it's not clear whether the ISIS was actually targeting the leader or whether he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Well, the Taliban here said that Maulvi Hamdullah Mukhlis was one of the first responders and he was not the apparent target of the attack. So when the first explosion took place here behind me at this very gate, then the Taliban reinforcements were rushed in. He was also the head of the BADRI brigade, the Taliban special or elite unit, and he came in with them. He went in through that door. Inside the Sardar Daud Khan military hospital, which is where the second into the parking is where the second explosion had taken place, and that is where Maulvi Mukhlis or Hamdullah Mukhlis is said to have lost his life. This is what the Taliban here on ground they tell me. So going by their word, apparently it was not Maulvi Mukhlis who was the target of this very attack. Molly?
All right, we're leaving it there for the moment. Anas Mallick getting us the very latest from Kabul. Thanks very much for now. In a rather bizarre move, meanwhile, the Taliban have announced a complete ban on the use of foreign currency in Afghanistan. The decision is likely to further destabilize the country's economy, which is already on the brink of collapse. In a statement, the Taliban said, I'm quoting now, the economic situation and national interest in the country require that all Afghans use Afghan currency in their every trade. Afghans have already been struggling to buy daily items due to a shortage of cash. A majority of Afghans have been facing hunger amid a drought. The use of foreign currency is prevalent in the country. The US dollar is used in Afghan markets, while border areas often use the currency of neighboring countries like Pakistan for trade. The Taliban have been pressing for the release of billions of dollars kept in US federal reserves by the former Afghan government. The account has been frozen since they seized power in Kabul. Earlier, grants from international donors funded 3/4 of the public spending. However, aid has dwindled since the Taliban takeover. The Western countries have vowed to provide aid to Afghanistan in order to avert a humanitarian disaster. However, aid is likely to be directed through NGOs as the countries have refused to officially recognize the Taliban government. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.